name is Dr. Farhan Mujahid Chak. I was born and raised in Canada. Ethnically, I'm a Kashmiri from the Valley, whose parents were refugees to Pakistan. And at the moment, I am in Doha, Qatar, teaching at Qatar University in the Department of International Affairs. Essentially, the matter of Kashmir is one of principle. And so it's not whether I am Kashmiri or not, or if someone is from Pakistan or not. The matter is a principled opinion on should a people be allowed to determine their own future. And if so, who and what should be the means in which we can support that, including the United Nations and other international organizations. The Kashmir issue is essentially a people's right to determine their own future. This is uncompromisable, this is unquestionable, this is unequivocal, that this is a right that they deserve to have, that no one should take away or allude to it being unimportant. Kashmiris ourselves are increasingly becoming more and more united, on both sides of the line of control and within the diaspora. This in itself is, as I was mentioning before, is strength that comes from inside and then goes outwards. Excuse me. So essentially now what we have is the Kashmiris, young professionals with supporters from Pakistan or from America or from Canada or from the UK coming together irrespective of personal religious feelings on this common platform of self-determination and a plebiscite. I understand your concern, essentially that the Indian establishment seems to think of itself as speaking from a perspective of power, of increasing international notoriety. I believe largely that's a myth. Nonetheless, it doesn't affect the reality of what the Kashmiri people want. The truth of the matter is, yes, they are continuing to downplay Kashmiri sentiment, water down the passions, a sweet word to cool people's inflamed emotions. Nonetheless, it's not working. And this has been tried for 62 years. It will be tried for another 62 years. The alternative is that Kashmiris themselves, with their international supporters from the US, from the United Nations, from all over the world, internationalize the conflict, and with the supporters from Pakistan and other countries, we can then move forward, and then India will have no alternative but to come to the negotiating table. The people in the Middle East are entirely, wholeheartedly supportive of the Kashmiri struggle, as they are with any struggle that denies the people of their basic rights. As you know, the issue of Palestine is not only dear for Kashmiris, it's dear for the Gulf region, it's dear for much of the world, since it seems to be the cause of so much violence. Likewise, Kashmir is becoming an increasingly strong sentiment that people of all faiths and colors are sharing as a system of really oppression against an unarmed and civilian population. India has been unwilling, this establishment, unwilling to accept the diversity and its own grievances in its own society. It's been unwilling to accept the creation of Pakistan on so many different levels. It is dealing with this type of, forgive me for being so blunt, but a psychosis of sorts. It is unwilling to concede that this has happened. Even the discourse, the narrative of a partition of India, that itself never happened. India was never partitioned. The British Raj was partitioned. India never existed before in the current way that it exists today. So these are the realities that India is going to have to accept, and is unwilling to do so. And once it's able to accept that India was not partitioned, Mother India wasn't bloodied, and these foreigners never came here to steal our land, once you can overcome that misconception, then you can appreciate the Kashmiri sentiment that says we were historically always different. We will choose where we want to be, irrespective of how your feelings may be hurt, or irrespective of how many Muslims may be and should be within India. That's a completely, entirely different issue. You don't have to remind us of Bangladesh, because that's as far from Peshawar as Istanbul. So you can then come to that realization. That's looking outside the box. That's appreciating your words of plurality, democracy, and appreciating the opinion of another. That's when your words matter, is when you can do that, when you can accept the fact that you should rethink whether or not it was a partition.